Okay, so hello, welcome, Coin Talk community. Today we have an incredible AMA set up with Lucid Lands game. Today we have a few of the team members here to talk about it. First, Virus, why don't you talk a little bit about your background in crypto and how you got into Lucid Lands?
Oh, for me personally, I've been in crypto itself for about 7-8 months now. I originally came in as an investor, and then kind of, spoke out in one of the tokens, and then I landed myself a mod job. I've worked in around about and helped out 10 to 15 projects, AMAs, launches, pre-sales, post-launch, and so on. In terms of how I came on board with Lucid Lands, I've been talking to Alice and Andy for quite a while. They obviously told me about the project prior to it launching. I had other commitments at the time. And then as and when, obviously, time went on, we obviously had further discussions and conversations. And then, I had a 3-hour VC with the guys and the core team members. And then from that point, the rest was history. And here I am.
Awesome, that's great. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, let's get into it. Does Baghdad, do you want to introduce yourself as well, please?
Yeah. Just real briefly, my name's Huddle the Baghdad. I myself, like Virus, been in since around roughly April of last year. And the same, I was an investor in a project. I spoke up on the project. Later on, became a mod. Then I have modded for many different tokens as well, just to help out, and got many connections through along the way as well. So just an investor wanting to make sure that a project does well.
Awesome. So that seems like you came on pretty organically. That's great.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So let's get into it. Let's talk about Lucid Lands game. What's it all about?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start from the top. So Lucid Lands has been out for around about 6 weeks now. It's a gaming token. Essentially, the easiest way to explain it in terms of what game the team is about to deliver, which is the main part of the game, is Clash of Clans, worldwide game. But right. Imagine that with a play to earn functionality with it, with NFTs and staking and farming incorporated into it as well. The all-time high of the project was around about 20 mil. At the moment, we are sitting around about 8 mil. I think yesterday was about 6 mil, so has had a significant pump since yesterday. Currently trending top 10 on CMC right now. The holder count is sitting just above 10,000 holders, which is good to see. So a lot of diamond handers here, holding the project up because they believe that this is a great long-term project. Gaming tokens, we already know the capabilities of those. I don't know if you wanted to ask questions throughout, feel free to, or if you just want me to kind of continue on and tell the community what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to kind of focus on the chess game itself and talk a little bit about that, which is the mini game, the first game. Cool, no worries. So I'm going to break it down into several sections for you guys. So first part, we'll be talking about the mini game that's launching, the beta version, which is tomorrow. And then I'll be talking a little bit about marketing and what the team have already achieved, what we've got on the roadmap. And then Baghdad will kind of just break down the app and the marketplace for you guys, just to kind of give you a flavor and understanding about how it works, and the benefits of different things that are happening in the marketplace. So wonderful. Cool. So let me go back to the top, and then we start off with the mini game. Essentially, this is a chess game. The traditional chess game is great for those of you who like to play it, but imagine the chess game that is a play to earn game and also has twists in it, right? So there are different ways. Here you go, Virus, how can I earn? And you've got different rooms. Am I allowed to post media and stuff and pictures on the main chat or not?
Yeah, so if you want, I think the chat's right now, so you can DM it to myself and I will happily post it for you. You can also share your screen if you want as well. Whatever's easier for you.
Let me send you some media.
Sure.
And then if you just want to post, and so I can elaborate on it, I think a picture speaks 1,000 words. So
yeah, and just to confirm, this game, has it been released? And when is it going to be released if not? Just so we can get an idea.
So the beta version of the game will be released tomorrow, 4th of Jan.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. One sec, I'm sending you some media. If you just want to post those four for now.
Got it.
Then I can just elaborate on that. Cool. So guys, if you can keep an eye on the main chat so I can kind of talk you through it. There we go. There's a couple more pictures coming. I think.
They are coming. Yep, they're coming.
Yep. Cool. Cool. Right, so if you have a look at the top picture, so obviously the bottom picture is basically the main interface, the kind of introduction to the game. And then there's one picture here which kind of showcases exactly how the game will look with the assets from Lucid Lands, kind of taking the position of your regular pieces like the pawns, the queens, the knights, the bishops, whatever else, the kings and so on. So it's kind of, the interface is really, really snazzy, the high quality graphics involved in that. If you look at the top picture, this is one of the mechanisms of how you can earn. So if you look at the different room types, right, you got the classic room, which is basically where you can play against another player, and that would just be like almost like a practice room just to get familiar with the game without having to contribute anything. Now, if you look at the silver, gold, platinum, and diamond rooms, if, for example, the silver room, you contribute 50 LLG tokens, the other player that you match with will contribute 50 LLG tokens, and then the winner will take 98. The 2 of those LLG tokens will go to the reward pool, which will benefit for the token. So if you want to kind of work out how much roughly 100 LLG tokens is around about $6 based on the current market cap. So as the market cap goes up, obviously it'll be worth more. So imagine now you go into the diamond room and you contribute, 500 LLG versus somebody else. Somebody would take away 980, which is whatever. So, that's about $25 to $30 based on now that you'll be contributing, and you will take away most of the winnings from that. And then the 20 LLG will go into the reward pool. So that's kind of one mechanism of play to earn. So if you think you're good at chess, that's great. However, there is a twist to the game, which I'll talk about in a second. The second way to earn with the game as well is like a daily rewards, where if you get consecutive wins, so there's 3, 5, and 10. If you're one of those players that can win games on the trot, then you can get, if you get 3 wins per day, you get 50 LLG tokens. If you get 5 consecutive wins, that will be 100 LLG tokens. And then obviously if you get 10 wins, that will be 300 LLG tokens. So imagine if you won 10 games a day for 7 days a week, you could earn up to like $150 to $200 a week just from playing the game and smashing everyone. But it will be only available for certain game types. So, not when you're playing against your friends or whatever else, because otherwise you can strategically just tell your friend to keep losing and then you'll get tokens. So it's going to be when you're paired up against a random user in that sense. So that's kind of like the 2 different ways that you can earn from playing this mini game, which comes out tomorrow. There is also going to be a ranking system where the top 10 players will be rewarded. That part, the third part, is in development, but there's essentially a third way of how you can earn as well playing the game. In terms of the game itself, it's not just a traditional chess game, right? This is going to be something more than that. It's going to have twists involved in it. Actually, players can pick up spells and use them within 2 turns, right? So there's 2 different types. There's spells and traps, right? The spells, these will randomly appear on the map for players to pick up. When a spell is picked up, it will appear in the player's inventory tab for later use. This item must be used within 2 turns or else it would disappear. All of that spell effects last 1 round. The player can cast the spell in any location on the board. You've got 3 types of spells. Ice Wall, which is creating a horizontal ice wall that will block your opponent's movement. Petrify, which will immobilize your opponent's hero piece. It won't work for the king or queen. Jumpy Shoe can give you a specific hero piece to jump over an obstacle. Can be used on your opponent's hero piece or trap. In terms of the traps, these will appear randomly on the board and are hidden until activated. When a hero piece steps on it, the trap will be activated. So you've got Spring Pad, which has pushed the hero piece back 1 square, and then the Thunderstorm, which is immobilized 2 random hero pieces on the board and can affect both you and your opponent's pieces. For more information on that, because that was a lot to take in, you can go over to the Lucid Lands main chat and check out the pinned messages or ask any of the moderators to give you a breakdown of that in text so you can kind of soak it all in. But the game itself is coming out tomorrow, so that's something to look forward to. It is a play to earn game. It's the mini game, it's not the main game. The main game itself is due to come out Q1 of this year. So essentially Q1 being January, February, March. That is essentially the Clash of Clans type game that I was talking about, which is going to be a play to earn game, and it's going to incorporate the NFTs and everything else that you see on the marketplace as well. So, that's the chess game tomorrow. That's something big to look forward to. And in terms of the games itself, so this chess game is going to be a seasonal game. So essentially it's going to last for, between 1 to 2 months. And then what Lucid Lands team is going to do is release another game that's going to replace that. So that way we keep, the spice in there, keep the novelty, we keep the investors, engaged in terms of kind of keep wanting to come back and seeing new games being developed and released. So the main game will get released and it will keep running throughout the lifespan of the project, of course. And then the seasonal games, one being the chess game, will be the first game, and then we'll have mini games throughout the year, which is something that, you don't see in many tokens, if any tokens. So just moving on from that piece, I'm going to talk to you guys about the marketing in terms of what we've achieved so far and what we're planning to do in terms of getting the project, further exposure and, growing the token to, a billion plus project. So the first part is I'm going to elaborate on what the team have achieved so far. So marketing already achieved. We've got New York Times Square billboards that have already gone live, and we've got airport ads as well in Las Vegas as well. So these are two big bold marketing moves that the team have already done. And in terms of looking forward, you've got a 3D billboard ad in New York going live within the next few days. So if you guys haven't seen it already, I don't know if you've seen the Balenciaga Fortnite ad in New York, which has got like a 3D billboard wrapped around a building. It's gone like pretty viral around social media. Lucid Lands will have their own one coming out. If you want to go into the Lucid Lands main chat and have a look at the last 10 pin messages, you will see what that will look like. That visualization won't give you the true impact until you actually see it in New York with, people walking around it, and it's huge and it stands out like a sore thumb, like versus normal adverts, they're quite flat and there's loads of them. But this one is pretty damn good in terms of how it looks. So just watch out for that. We'll have some live videos of that posted on the main chat as well in the coming days as and when we go live. In terms of marketing campaign rollout, we're going to target social media platforms, especially in USA, Vietnam, and Indonesia. And this is all based on statistics of traffic for Lucid Lands. So we're going to be targeting Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and specifically targeting gaming users as well to really get that transference rather than just kind of hitting random people who, are not likely to invest. The marketing agency that we're using has worked with huge brands across industries like retail, travel, gaming, and e-commerce. To name a few of those companies, Lazada and Shopee, like the basic Amazon for Southeast Asia. We've got the VNG Corporation and VTC Games, which are big gaming developers, and Booking.com. A huge booking company. Obviously, everyone knows about Booking.com. So this marketing agency, we cannot disclose the name of the marketing agency for certain reasons, but they have worked with these brands, which is insane. In terms of gaming influencers, we've just signed a deal with huge gaming influencer in Vietnam who will be promoting Lucid Lands on a regular basis. They have a huge following on Telegram as well. Again, at the same time, that is already done and signed sealed, but the announcement is yet to come on that. So just stay tuned for that announcement. We can't just now relay who that is. TikTok and YouTube influencers will be promoting and doing videos on Lucid Lands. The rollout of this in separate to that deal will be coming out in the next few days as well. So you'll start seeing some TikTok and YouTube influencers, doing some review videos and, talking and promoting about Lucid Lands. So these three things are the only things that we're telling you about for now. So, it's a lot of things to look forward to. There's other marketing plans in place that are getting signed, sealed and kind of delivered and just in progress, I guess. But that's, obviously a bullish sign for a project that have already achieved such great marketing activities, and obviously looking forward to doing more marketing. And if you look at where the project is, 6 weeks old, sitting below 20 mil market cap at the moment, to think that the marketing that we've got and the marketing that we've achieved is almost like on par with the likes of Floki, where they're sitting at $1 billion, $2 billion market cap. That's obviously a promising sign for any investor who's looking to, invest their money into a project that is more long term. This isn't a meme type token where we give you a couple of tweets and CMC and CG and a couple of trend for half a day, whatever else. This is more long term play. They've got big plans. They're not afraid to go bold with marketing. They've constantly trended on CMC, CG, Avidex, which is essentially the Chinese DEX tools, and DEX tools as well on crypto.com. So, they're fully aware and capable of getting things done. So moving on from the marketing side, I'm going to hand it over to Baghdad, who's going to talk to you guys through the DApp in the marketplace, and just to kind of highlight and go in a bit more depth with how that all works. And then maybe
that's awesome.
We can, yeah.
You mind if I jump in and ask just a few questions about the game quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's a very long and thorough roadmap, and it looks like you guys are delivering, so that's exceptional. I'm very interested about those seasonal games. That's something I've personally never heard of. I know you have this chess game coming out tomorrow, and it looks, quite awesome. Where do the ideas come for the next game? Is there a basic theme you guys are going around? Do you have ideas for, let's say, 2-3 down the road? How are these seasonal games created? Because it's so unique, at least in my opinion. I'd like to get a little bit more information on that if you're willing to divulge any.
Bear with me for a sec. Bear with me 1 sec.
Of course.
Okay, cool. So as for now, obviously we can't disclose the information on what these seasonal games are going to be, but just believe that with the chess game, obviously it's something that's a worldwide game. Everyone knows chess, so you could expect games that people are familiar with. But the way that the Lucid Lands team is going to put it is they're always going to put a spin on it. So that way, it's not like, oh yeah, they released a chess game and that's it, and you play to earn. It's going to have its own twist in it. So for now, we can't divulge too much information on what they're going to be and the ideation behind it. But there will be like mini games that will be almost express-like versus the main game, which will be the main part of the project, and that will be more complex and more in depth and so on, and it'll take more time consuming. But the mini games will essentially look to have at least about 3 to 5 a year, if that makes sense. So each mini game would last about 1 to 2 months. But for now, unfortunately, we can't divulge further details around what type of games there will be.
Right, and are there any of the seasonal games multiplayer? Because I can obviously the chess one is 1v1. Are you trying to keep it that way for the future, or is that something you can't talk about?
Something I can't talk about or disclose. I don't actually have the information on that, just in terms of how there'll be multiplayer. But stay there for a sec. Yes, it will vary. Yes, it will vary. So some of the games will actually be multiplayers, and some of the game will be, like you said, 1v1. But again, these games are still in the works in the sense, and obviously, I don't think the team want to kind of divulge too much information, because if I say a game's going to come out after that, which is going to be of this concept, all it takes is for one person's VC to hear that and go, right, cool, let's go do that over here, over that token.
No, that makes sense.
So you kind of got to keep your cards close to your chest, right?
Absolutely. Okay, well, awesome. Thank you for answering my questions. I'm actually going to pass the hosting off to Noah as well as we move into the DApps. It's kind of a specialty. So Huddle, meet Noah likewise. And take it from here, guys.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Doing very well, thank you.
Alrighty. So do you want to just give a bit more background about the DApp? I think that's what we're starting out with. Yes.
Let me give a background regarding that. So the DApp, if you go to lucidlands.com, that's the lucidlands.io, that's the main website. But if you go to app.lucidlands.io, it will then take you to the DApp section. And it's broken down in the first section would be where you would mint heroes. And then it goes into your inventory all the way to the marketplace. But to give a little bit of background on the DApp, we first started out with a Genesis line of heroes, and those on the marketplace and just in your inventory, you'll notice that those will have a gold border around them. Those initially started with 1,000, and they sold out once we got a big push and knew around the timing of when the game was going to get out. Those 1,000 sold. If you see anything over 1,000, there was 5 that were also given out in giveaways or stuff like that. So the Genesis line is a total of 1,005. They were initially 18K LLG tokens to mint. So they were minted in the actual currency. And at the lowest point, those were 2.1 BNB, and at all-time high, those were roughly around 5 BNB to purchase. Those, once the hype built around those, I mean, I was a part of it, and those sold out within a few hours of when we knew around the timing of when the main game was going to come out in the mini game. Those, like I said, when you go to the marketplace, you'll see those have a gold border around them, and those are currently only purchasable in the marketplace. And they're going for a good rate. They start, like I said, from 310% APR all the way to 2,000% APR. And to give you an idea on the gaining power of just one, if you get Talmud, he was on the lower end and his staking rate is 310%. If we get up to 100 million market cap, that would be $1 per token, $1 per LLG. So that would be roughly $152 rewards a day. And that would be a total about 4,500 in 1 month. Those Genesis heroes, they accumulate and you're able to claim them every 2 weeks. And like I said, that's roughly around 100 million market cap. You could do the math. If you're at 50, that would be roughly 75 around there. So even the lowest hero, gives you a good amount of staking. And a lot of people that are staking right now are currently just building LLG rewards to play the mini game, and then it's going to be a big proponent in the in game to get ahead. Like you want to upgrade stuff, you're going to have to use LLG to upgrade those. And then we come to the next line of heroes that are currently unlimited. I'm pretty sure they've hinted that these are going to be limited in some way in the future, but currently there's the next line of heroes, and you can buy them and mint them from the Banmidbar gate or the Vaikira gate. And the difference between the gates is that you're just able to get more of a rare or epic legend in the 1 BNB gate as compared to the 0.4 BNB gate. The heroes that come out are the same. They're farmable heroes. And the way that farming works versus staking is that you got a certain time frame that you're going to put your hero away to go farm. It could be 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and let me see if I can put it in our main chat once again here, and then maybe somebody can get it from our Lucid Lands. But there is a breakdown of the farming, and then it gives you the time periods of when those can be pulled out. So it's 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 16 weeks, and 32 weeks. And you lock away your hero, and then you get your rewards upon completion of whatever cycle you would do. As compared to the staking, you're able to stake and get your rewards every 2 weeks. But if you do unstake, which you have the ability to do, if you do unstake before the 2 week period, you forfeit the rewards, and those go back to the reward pool. So those are a little bit of the differences in the farming, and the farming has a little bit less that you would gain to hold the value of our Genesis Heroes line. There is also another section that is below that, the Minta Shroomy, and the Shroomies initially were just going to be for cosmetic purposes in game, to be placed around the map to show off your NFT. But they are going to slowly gain more use cases. And one of the use cases that they recently gained is that if you hold a certain amount of shroomies, 1 to 5 gets you a certain amount of tickets, 5 to 10 gives you, I think, 2 tickets, and thereon, and you get a certain amount for holding a certain amount of shroomies. And we have a bi-weekly giveaway of BNB. The total amount that's given away is 10, and there's 5 people that win. So roughly 2 BNB, for 5 people, and they get to win that just holding a shroomy and at least holding an NFT hero or 50 LLG tokens along with the shroomy, just to be entered into that. The shroomies will then gain, from what the team has stated, more use case regarding what they can do in the future. Along with that, the D app is going to be going through an upgrade starting in January 15th, and it's going to run course through the next few months after that. And it's going to give upgrades that the community has stated, and give upgrades that we see beneficial and we see that could help out on explaining things further. There's going to be an NFT contract upgrade along with that is going to come certain systems like the Hero Fusion system upgrade. So essentially, if you have one hero and then you have a duplicate hero that you minted, there's going to be a way that you can fuse those into a level 2 hero, and there's going to be an upgrade along with cosmetic changes to kind of give you a view on how that hero fusion would work. There's going to be a new marketplace upgrade, and a few of the upgrades that have been community wanted was an offer button, so that if there is a certain NFT on the marketplace for a certain price, somebody would have the ability to offer, and then be able to, if the person selling it agreed upon it, be able to seal the deal, as well as possibly buying it in LLG in the future as well. Because currently, the way that you purchase these on the website through both gates is 0.4 BNB or 1 BNB. And what the team does with that is that they will strategically buy LLG and then place it in the rewards pool. So this still, in the end, goes into the rewards pool, so that it keeps it replenished and full. And along with these upgrades and certain things, it's just other ways that they're going to make sure that the rewards pool stays replenished. So they're going to update the reward hold system with an upgrade. And then there's also going to be a new gate that's going to come out in the future that's going to allow you to have a better chance of getting a legendary or an epic. Those percentages are going to be higher. So there's a lot of upgrades to come, and there's a lot of stuff that, currently there's a lot of heroes on the marketplace that are going for certain prices, and there would be considered a steal today. And as the price of the chart goes up, those are also going to go up. And just remember, those staking heroes are just identifiable currently with a gold border, and along with the upgrade, there's going to be at least some verbiage or something to kind of give you a clear statement of the heroes versus the farming heroes. But that's a good way to kind of point out the differences currently. So that's currently the breakdown of the D app and the marketplace and the NFT heroes.
Great, thank you for that. I did have a follow-up question, and you might have answered it already, so my apologies if you did. But so the main currency, if I'm not mistaken, that players are earning is LLG. And with play to earn, I think that everyone wants to play a good game, but really the kicker with play to earn is you get to play video games, you get to play a game, and you can earn money, you can earn a living doing it. And what I want to know is, what are some plans you guys have for LLG as far as burning mechanisms go, and what are some plans you have to make sure that the game is semi-profitable for people to play? I'm sure everyone knows what's happening with Axie Infinity right now, and SLP. The price is just like crashing through the floor, and a lot of people are leaving the game.
So it needs to find sustainability, and the team has stated to us, not in full detail or anything like that, they've always trying to figure out different ways for the sustainability of the rewards pool, because in essence, the rewards pool is going to be the main generator of people playing the game and making sure people get paid. And the downfall of that is just trying, for the ones that you just stated, is that at a certain point, the sustainability gets overthrown, and they try to find, certain ways to get that. The team has already found thorough ways to accomplish this in the future regarding, the certain upgrades in the systems and stuff like that. It's all going to be for the sustainability. They did mention that the APRs might change in the future, but they won't change drastically. It would just be for the sustainability of the project. But if you're going to be still making money, and people know that there's going to still be making money, I think that they're okay with probably a slight change, but to make sure that it goes out years on years, instead of just making a short, quick game that people will play and then it would be over with. The team really wants to make the longevity of this, so they've been analyzing other projects and how to make sure that we don't go in that direction, and just make sure that we keep everything up to date and consider everything along the way as well.
Great. And that last point you made leads me to my next question. Who are some of your competitors, or people that, projects that you consider to be competitors? But more importantly, what are play to earn projects that you're looking at the moment, that your team is looking at the moment, and trying to learn from, and trying to, do the right things, and also not make the same mistakes that some of us made?
So I do it slightly on my side, kind of looking at certain plans, certain coins and stuff like that. And the main competitors are what I would say are games that are starting to look like real games that are out there, like Clash of Clans, Lucid Lands. And then there's another one that's out there called Dragon Kart, that's like a Mario Kart. And, certain ones, some of them are small, but they're under the radar. And some of them are as big as Axie, as big as like Crypto Mines Eternal. I know that they went through something and they had to do a relaunch and reborn, and they had to do a restructuring. So looking at what happened to Axie, what happened to BNB Hero, and what happened to Crypto Mines Eternal to go into Crypto Mines Eternal Reborn, all the way to, like I said, those small ones that are under the radar that are mimicking something that is something that's already made and already out there, that people know. So like Clash of Clans, or if they're going to make one that's like, geared towards, Candy Crush, certain things that people are familiar with, I would take note of those as competitors. And then bigger ones that we need to figure out on where they went wrong are the ones that went up to these billions, and then now they're kind of sitting at a low billion, or they're not even in a couple of 100 millions. And those ones that kind of failed did not look into strategizing a long-term plan. And now they're having to regroup, and the investors are not happy with that. We're taking all that in consideration, especially with this coin being so new, and trying to make sure that it's sustainable for longer than a year out. We're talking, years out.
Right. And so, okay. So if you had to look through a magic ball and kind of see where this project is in a year from now, where would you, what would some benchmarks and some goals like to be for you all?
I would like to see one of the first ones, which, I'm talking about in terms of obtainable goals. I would like to see this hit 100 million, which is very obtainable within the next couple of weeks from even the mini game launch. I would like our main goal to get into the billions, like top projects. I myself am a gamer and a streamer, so I'm going to take it upon myself to use my platform. I have 60,000 followers on Facebook, and then I stream on YouTube now, Trovo, and Twitch all simultaneously. So I'm going to take it upon myself to push this game out. One of the main upgrades in the future is going to be a sustainable one that I believe is great in these games, is there's going to be a hero lending feature. A lot of these play to earn games, once they get off and they take off, the entry point for something on like a country that doesn't have the means per se to buy in heavy or get a top hero could essentially rent it out, and then build themselves up to have their own hero in the end, and then spread that. And I believe that when you get to that point, there's a virility to it. When you say, hey, I want to play that game, oh well, you can go and rent a hero. And usually streamers are doing this. So I believe that a year out, having a big streaming community or a big community of just people playing the game and watching it on these new streaming platforms is going to be a great way to do it. I'm looking at on my end someone by the names of Judo Sloth and YouTubers to kind of make ads and get their communities involved. So my vision for this is to try to get it in the hands of everybody, even the ones that are not able to play, with a future feature coming up, hero lending or hero renting.
Yeah, and just to jump off the Baghdad's points, just to talk about it from my lens, I believe this is a $1 billion plus project, purely based on what I see right now in terms of the game they got coming out. The main one being like almost like Clash of Clans, but with play to earn version of that. Everyone knows how worldwide Clash of Clans is. If you look at what the team has already delivered in terms of their bold marketing, I think that's something that you have to look at and to be bullish on as an investor, to say, right, what are the marketing plans? What have they done? Look at what they're doing already. So imagine as the project grows bigger, look at the bold things that they're going to be doing once the main game comes out, the marketing they're going to wrap around that. If you look at projects like Floki, whatever else, delivering crazy marketing, Lucid Lands is doing something on par with that already. Only 6 weeks in, and the project isn't even above 20 mil market cap in that sense. So if you look at what they're delivering now, imagine what they're capable of doing once the main game comes out and once the market cap increases to 50 to 100 mil to 500 mil and so on. And obviously there's loads of other gaming tokens out there that are competitors, but these guys are going to be delivering mini games, seasonal games throughout the year to keep everything spicy in a sense, making sure that the investors are engaged and we keep pulling in new investors and keeping the eyes on the project and making sure that Lucid Lands is the only gaming project they invest in that sense. So, if you look at it from an outsider's lens and look at it from a bird's eye view down, in terms of what they have already achieved and what they're doing to grow the project, there's no reason whatsoever why this can't be a $1 billion plus project.
I appreciate you adding that. Yeah, and I certainly agree. It sounds like you guys are building a robust ecosystem. And I do want to touch on one more thing. You said that you want to have people be able to lend their heroes out. And what you've kind of described is the scholarship model, right? So, Axie Infinity, again, I hate going back to that every time, but it's the biggest game on the blockchain. The scholarship model lets you, take Axies, in your guys' case, take heroes, lend them out to people who, usually in developing countries, like the Philippines, and they can use those heroes. They can play the game. They can earn a decent living, and I think that is probably the strongest mechanism currently in play to earn to help your game and your ecosystem grow. So I think that's a really great idea.
Yeah, and just me dealing with Mobile Legends and having a big Southeast Asia following, and knowing that they, certain ones play and stuff like that, knowing people that do scholarships, it's going to be beneficial for people that don't have the entry point to get in, and lowering that entry point for allowing almost anybody to play it.
Yeah, certainly. Well, if you all don't have anything more to add, you've shared a lot with us so far. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to start opening up and asking letting our community members ask questions.
Sure.
All right. So Venice, you have your hand raised. Go for it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Perfect.
Yeah. So as I was reading your white paper, and I write this line. The community will be involved in appointing board members to ensure that the team is composed of people who are well qualified to help the project succeed. So I want to know, is this real, and how this works, and where this step is implemented, and have you selected any board members by help of people?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, bro? Sorry.
Okay, I said in your red paper and in your white paper, it is mentioned that the community will be involved in appointing board members to ensure that the team is composed of people who are well qualified to help the project succeed. So I want to know how this works and where this step is implemented. And have you selected any of the team member with the help of people like it is mentioned in your white paper?
So the answer to that, bro, I'm going to have to go away and get the answer for you, because I only joined the project several weeks ago. So just in terms of that specific part of the white paper, I can't give you that answer. But I can definitely go away and maybe give it back to the guys at Whale Talk, or even maybe DM you privately if you want.
Yeah, it would be okay. No worries.
But I've already asked the question, so hopefully if we can get an answer before the AMA finished, I can come back to your question at least.
Yeah, it's okay, completely with me.
Thanks for your question, Venice. Next up is Aisha.
Okay. It's mentioned on your white paper that one can summon their heroes by opening portal using LGG tokens. What I want to know is that how much LGG tokens do I have to spend to open the portal? Thank you.
That is currently hasn't been stated as to what LLG is going to be, how much is going to be used. If you think of it in terms of the way that it works for Clash of Clans, if you have certain people from your barracks, like whether it's a regular person that's going to infiltrate or try to destroy another person's base, you have to use some of the in-game elixir to actually summon them. So each one's going to have a certain amount that you have to use to summon it. So there's going to be the heroes that you can summon that are going to have certain moves, along with, you know, other characters that are non-hero that are going to have to be used. So those amounts haven't really been discussed yet on what that would be. But LLG is going to be the in-game currency that's going to be able to update your town hall, your barracks, update your troops. So if you think of it in terms of that, you're going to be gaining LLG, and at the same time, if you want to get ahead, you have to buy stuff with that in the game, or you can cash out and wait till you mine more. It's going to have that type of, should I, improve my camp to make more, or is it time for me to cash out to make a profit?
Okay, thank you for answering. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Just going back to the previous question on this, I think this, if you can send me a snapshot or a screenshot of that part of the white paper with the wording, that would be most appreciated. But I think the point of that is more just to get feedback from the community in terms of who this team should work with, and in this crypto space, whether it be the VC guys or great marketing people who work within Telegram, and also just feedback and suggestions on how to develop and grow the token. And in terms of the progress of that, obviously we've had lots of people joining Lucid Lands, obviously one for myself, and also just in terms of any suggestions for the NFT, the website, the upgrades, the way that the marketplace works, the interface, the look, all of these things, a lot of them have been suggested by community members, and the feedback has been taken on board from the team, and they will continue to take feedback on. So, for example, as well, the beta game that comes out tomorrow, the chess game, when that gets released, the community members are more than welcome to go on the main chat, go on the VC and say, "Yo, Virus, Baghdad, whatever mods, can we look to improve this, or this is great, or can we do that, or this isn't working properly, or whatever else." So, any form of feedback is more than welcomed by any members of the community or any investors, and they'll be taken, collated, and sent directly to the core team, and they can look to review it. But I don't think it was more pointing board members. I don't think it was specifically to do with that. It was just more to do with to work with and have partnerships with people and bring them on board to the team rather than the board team or the core members.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm gonna DM you the snapshot as you asked.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pass that on as well, bro. Thanks, Venice.
Yeah, thank you.
Good question.
Yeah. Thanks for grabbing that answer for us as well. Next question. Let's get Simi on here.
Thanks, Noah. Overall, it's a very ambitious project with a lot of utilities. I have a question regarding our game. It's a specific situation. So, if someone wants to participate besides holding your token, where the player can get points for participation. I know you haven't mentioned that. I'm just thinking even the participant who's not holding your token, if they participate in games, might get points for participation. Because what I'm thinking is, if you go for mass adoption, you may have a lot of people that are not token holders. They don't intend to be token holders. They like the game. They would like to participate just a bit. They may be going for even higher prices, but not interested in your token per se. So will you be able to bridge that gap? Maybe
Yep.
apply some fees, entry fee in the token, maybe in BNB or BUSD, like towards the price pool, and that way you can still manage to get additional funds beside the payout that you offer them back, and that you can use it for buyback or whatever to pump up the chart.
Yeah, so just to answer your question about can anyone play your game and obviously have the mass adoption, of course. So with the chess game that's coming out tomorrow, the mini game, you don't have to hold Lucid Lands tokens or to be, an investor in that sense, hold any NFTs or whatever to activate anything. There is a room that you can go to where you can play against other users or your friends or even against a computer. But there is a part of the game which is a play-to-earn feature of it, where you can, contribute tokens, and then obviously if you win the game, then you get X amount of tokens back, based on the different types of rooms you go into. So I think we posted the picture of it of the interface in the main chat. If you want to have a look at it, it will show you. But you don't necessarily have to hold Lucid Lands tokens, even for the main game when it's released further down the line. That you won't have to necessarily hold or any Lucid Lands tokens to be able to play the game, but there are functionalities of it that would allow people who are holders of it to kind of benefit even more. And obviously,
But the game
well.
is going to require at least one hero. It does require. Yeah, the mini game is going to be open to give people a taste, but if you want to play the main game, you're going to at least have to have one hero. So that's going to be where, all of that person buys the thing, it's bought in BNB, and then it's purchased against, strategically against LLG, and then it's placed back in the rewards pool. And, people want to come in and play. They either going to have to, in the future, when that renting hero comes out, they can rent it, or they're going to have to make the decision to purchase a hero to play the main game. The mini game is going to be free for everybody and play the free version, as well as, if they feel lucky, play and put some LLG tokens up for bid. But if they don't have any, they're of course going to have to buy some to play if they want to put up some.
Yeah, just to jump off that point, we are currently reviewing about allowing people to kind of have a free hero to test and like use a weekly rotation kind of mechanism.
That would be cool.
So
that would be cool because there's a Dayton Gems that has that out there that allows a free way to play to get a taste of the main game. So if we do something like that, that would be beneficial, and I'm pretty sure the team can work that out for sure.
Yeah, that's currently being reviewed. So obviously it's almost like some system that allows people to free trial and to play the aspect of the game, like almost like a scholarship program.
Okay.
And then if they integrate something where it shows the possible gains they would get from a regular hero, those things put together are always good, right? Oh, I've been playing this for this long and I could have made this. Man, I need to get a hero right away. You know what I mean? If they can implement, oh, you've been playing this for 6 hours. If you played this 6 hours on the rep, that you would have, gained this much money or this much crypto. It's always good side by sides.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can implement that.
Thanks. I'm just wondering, I don't know whether you've already covered. So your NFTs would be used in games as well, right?
Yes, the hero NFTs are going to be used in the game, and that's what's stated when they're summoned. There is a PDF that we have. I'm going to put it in the main chat for.
Send it to Noah.
Okay, let me forward.
Yeah, Noah can do it.
All right, so let me send it to Noah. Hold up. Forward it to Noah. Sorry, it's not allowing me to download it.
no worries. You can take your time with that, and I can eventually just.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, it's in the main Lucid Lands thing, but it's not allowing me. It's down in my downloads now. I got you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Well, we're gonna go with one more question. Syed, you've had your hand up since the beginning, so take it away.
Okay, can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Okay, so I want to know that how many 3D Heroes NFTs are there in total, and are these Heroes NFTs of limited number, or they are unlimited? And also, how can we level up our heroes? You mentioned one way is to combine two similar heroes. Are there any other ways?
Currently, there is only, so if you minted, let's say, 2 Medusas, then you would be able to fuse those and then get that updated. But that's going to take place when the heroes get that upgrade for the DAP somewhere along January 15th and after. There's going to be a slow rollout of those updates to upgrade them. Other than that, there's only going to be the in-game upgrading or certain things like that, because if you I'm going to be sending this to Noah. It goes over the characters that are in the game and also the buildings and stuff like that. So it gives you an idea that there's going to be also mines that you're going to be able to hold down. So you want to essentially get ahead in the game so that you can start building either your clan or build something that's going to let you hold down mines. You're going to be able to upgrade like the hero in game in a certain way. And you have to do that through the LLG, but those details are going to be coming out later. So in essence, you got to update and upgrade whatever you're currently working on in the game, if that makes sense. And that's going to get you ahead. It's going to allow you to mine more LLG in the mines. If another clan comes over and tries to take that, there's going to be a way to have it transfer hands. So there's going to be this constant combat from one side at the other side and really holding down these mines. So there's going to be other ways to, per se, gain LLG in the game and different ways that's going to give back to the rewards pool if you want to get ahead by updating town halls or updating certain buildings that you have in the game. If that makes sense.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Best of luck with the Lucid Lands. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers, Syed. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just trying to. It doesn't seem like I'm downloading my PDF for some reason.
Cool. Noah, are you there?
Yep.
Noah?
Yep, I'm here.
Oh, cool. So I don't know if you had any more questions or we was going to wrap it up.
Yep. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and thank you guys for being here. I think you guys, Lucid Land sounds incredible, really. I think you guys are building something really special. So,
can I just finish off with a little couple of lines? Just to
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so if any of you guys are, thinking, shall I invest in Lucid Lands, whatever, come over to the Telegram, come over to the main chat, come over to the voice chat, check out the website, lucidlands.io, or check out the marketplace as well, app.lucidlands.io. Come to the main chat, check out the pinned messages as well. There's a lot of information, some information we might have even missed, but if there's any questions you have after that, feel free to ask us in the main chat, on the voice chat as well. Look at the stuff that we're delivering, the marketing, the 3D billboard going live in the next couple of days in New York. Yeah, we've got the mini chess game coming out. The main game is going to come out in Q1 of 2022. If you look at what Lucid Lands is doing in comparison to, a lot of other tokens in the space, there are a lot of meme tokens in this space, right? They don't and haven't delivered anything, not even close to what Lucid Lands is delivering. If you want a 20x overnight, do not come here. If you want a project that is long-term sustainable, that's going to keep your money, stable and growing, and has got potential based on what you see in front of you, then come over and invest. But again, make your decision based on what you see, all the information in front of you, all of the marketing that's already been achieved and rolled out, all the stuff that they're going to be delivering, the games, the seasonal games, keeping, investors, excited and engaged. There's a lot going on in this project, the CMC, CG, trending, DEX tools, Avidex, whatever, that stuff. The team are bold. They're not afraid to do great marketing, and a lot of tokens struggle with this. So I have to highlight this point to you guys to be able to give you the confidence that you need to make your decision whether you want to invest in the project. But again, come over. We've got a nice community. We've got a good, positive, mature community as well. If you want to, you want to invest or you want to ask any questions, feel free to. We've got open, transparent team over here.
I love it. That was great. Thanks for ending on that. We're gonna
yes, sir.
Again, if